First at 4, firefighters race to the rescue in Madison Heights, but find that there is nothing they can do to help the people inside of a burning home. Also, here's Paula.
Well, you're grabbing food on the run from a convenience store. You get down the road and you go like that. Why industry leaders say that will soon be a thing of the past. Hey there, Kim Adams.
Hey, Paula Tutman. Well, we've got a lot of clouds out there. Couldn't quite get the sunshine, so our temps have held in the 30s. But there is some warm air and sunshine on the way, and we'll talk about that coming up first at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon to you, and thanks so much for being with me. I'm Christy McDonald in for Karen Drew today. First at 4, there is heartbreak and really a mystery in Madison Heights after a house fire leaves 2 people dead. We are told that a neighbor saw smoke coming from the home at Harwood and John R. around 9:30 this morning. Firefighters raced to the scene and into the home. They grabbed 2 people, pulled them out of the burning house, but they were dead at the scene. The flames were confined inside the home, which was filled with heavy smoke there. Right now, there is no word on the cause. The investigation is just getting started. Well, a Sterling Heights man is being held without bond after being charged in the stabbing death of his pregnant girlfriend. Take a look. This mugshot is our first look at the suspect. He is 21-year-old Demarian Goler. Macomb County prosecutors say he stabbed 31-year-old Talik Mersina near the door of their Sterling Heights apartment back on Sunday. His girlfriend and her unborn child both died. He faces several charges, including second-degree murder, and will be back in court next week. In other news, opening day at Comerica Park is fast approaching, and we're getting a sneak peek at what's new at the ballpark. So the Detroit Tigers are promising an improved and more exciting game experience this season. First, the new scoreboard is expanded. It is now the second largest in all of baseball and in the American League. It's high definition and will go with all new speakers around the park. The Illich team wants to get fans, pumped up.
We want to create a home field advantage, right? So like just energy. We talk about that a lot. We want people to walk in here, they're going to hear it, they're going to see it, and create the energy so they're excited, they get out of their chairs, they cheer, and create a bit of a home field advantage. We got 81 games and it's 81 chances to show somebody a great time.
All about the experience. The Tigers are also teaming up with popular local restaurants to boost their food game. We're going to have more on that part of the story on Local 4 News at 5 o'clock. And by the way, if you're counting down, put it on your calendar. Opening day is next Friday, April 5th. All right, well, speaking of maybe spring, we're searching for sunshine in the first forecast. We heard the clouds might be clearing by the afternoon. It looks a little dreary out at Metro Airport right now. Forewarned meteorologist Kim Adams is standing by to check our current conditions for us. Hey, Kim.
Hey, Christy. Well, I'm starting to lose hope that we're going to get that sunshine in here. If you live on the west side, you might get a peek or two of that sun before it sets, just before 8 o'clock tonight. But clouds are really holding tough here. 39 in Mount Clemens, finally popped up to 40 downtown, upper 30s out at Metro Airport, 35 in Pontiac, mid-30s up into the thumb. And you can see here on the clouds and radar, there's no rain. It almost looks like it's about to rain, but we are not seeing any holes in that overcast. And I don't suspect we'll see much of it again before the sun sets before 8 o'clock tonight. But overnight, the clouds will scour out. It will be a cold start to the day tomorrow with temps in the low 30s, but by the afternoon, we'll make it into the upper 40s, close to 50 degrees with plenty of sunshine ahead tomorrow. We'll talk about some rain for at least part of this weekend and how it might affect your Easter plans coming up.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you in a bit. Thanks, Kim. The ripple effects of a heart-stopping bridge collapse in Baltimore are still being felt by several families, plus businesses across the nation. There are some new developments to report, but the search for answers on how it happened is just getting started. Kimberly Gill joins us now from the newsroom to walk us through the very latest in this case. Kim.
Hi, Christy. Good afternoon. The NTSB has boarded the cargo ship in order to gather more evidence. The agency has received the ship's so-called black box as investigators look to explain why the vessel ran into the bridge and brought it tumbling down. 6 workers that fell into the water when the bridge collapsed remain missing and are presumed dead. The recovery mission will be very dangerous because of conditions in the river. The water is very cold and there's likely sharp debris that rescue crews would be unable to see. The governor of Maryland is promising Every effort will be made to bring their families some sense of closure. Officials are also concerned about the long-term effects on supply chain issues as the busy port of Baltimore remains closed right now. It's a critical port for the auto industry, the first in the nation for transporting cars and light trucks. The governor is pushing for answers in the tragedy, and he's hoping to get products flowing as soon as possible.
People who want to buy vehicles, people who are buying farming equipment, people who are just buying things via Amazon. This has significant impacts on us, and so that's why it is imperative and it is a top priority for me to make sure that we can get this flow going back, get this economic engine going. I want to know it all. I want to know what led up to this, what caused the power outage, what caused the inability for the ship to be able to steer, what kind of pressure did it take to be able to take down something as iconic as a key bridge.
And today we've learned there was a total blackout on the ship just before it ran into the bridge. As the governor indicated, the cause of that blackout will be a key part of the investigation. Officials believe it could take years to rebuild the bridge. President Biden is promising the federal government will pay for it all. Christy, we'll have another update when you join us for Local 4 News at 5. For now, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much, Kim. A controversial question for job seekers applying at the Republican National Committee. The Washington Post and CNN are reporting that current and potential employees are being asked to answer the question, do you believe the 2020 election was stolen? The new leadership at the RNC are allies of former President Trump, who is the GOP nominee for president. A spokeswoman says the committee wants experienced staff with meaningful views on how elections are won and lost. It is important to note here that there is no evidence of widespread fraud in 2020, and the allegations have been repeatedly rejected in the courts. Well, you know, the gas station convenience store isn't just for gasoline for thousands of people. In some neighborhoods, it's the only place to find something to eat. And today, industry leaders in Michigan are putting a promise into action to make sure the food that you buy is fresh and not expired. Paula Tutman joins us now live from the mobile station at Jefferson and St. Antoine in Detroit to show us this pledge really in action, Paula.
Yeah, and so this really isn't that unusual. Whether or not you are on the run, you grab a sandwich fast, or whether or not this is where you actually do your food shopping, you get down the road, it doesn't taste exactly right, or you look at it and you're, oh my gosh, the expiration date is wrong. Listen, this entire initiative promises that will be a thing of the past. Sydney Lee is an employer's dream, a 21-year-old who loves her job and takes it seriously.
We'll push them all up and make sure that they're all good.
Every morning she shows up at her job at the mobile convenience store on Jefferson. She gets to work checking stock.
A lot of people, actually, especially people that's coming in here first thing in the morning, because we get kids that come in here. So usually kids, they buy their lunches here and stuff like that, especially with older people that come in here as well. Like the workers that's working around here, they'll come in here and they buy the sandwiches.
Acutely aware that this location is not just a gas stop or a snack stop, but a food stop for people who simply can't get elsewhere to purchase groceries. And indeed, there are many neighborhoods. The gas station convenience store is the only place to get foodstuffs.
You got to be on the safe side, especially because a lot of people don't check their expiration dates.
The Michigan Petroleum Association and the Michigan Association of Convenience Stores, with heavy encouragement from lawmakers and their customers, decided to police itself with a commitment to food quality pledge for its members.
What we want to do with this initiative that we've started is to make sure people know that if they come to a member location of the Michigan Petroleum Association, Michigan Association of Convenience Stores, that they'll be getting good quality food. We want to make sure people understand that we're trying to do that.
The organization, made up of 500 companies with 3,500 retail locations throughout the entire state of Michigan, has started an education campaign with its own heavy encouragement of its members to get on board the fresh food train.
Detroit City Council had a conversation with us, and that was one of the things that came up about, hey, that's an issue, and so we want to make
strongly encouraged.
Yes, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And while this is not a law, it is certainly better to police yourself rather than be policed by legislation.
You're starting to see more and more of fresh food being carried in stores. We've kind of gotten away from the traditional, just smokes and a Coke.
Yeah, so when you talk about teeth, again, this is not the law of the land. These are members in a membership organization. So instead, what they are leveraging is buying into the brand and the teamwork and cooperation to make sure that the brand looks good. People can trust this organization and its member stores to make sure they're delivering on fresh food every time you reach in and grab something and get down the road, Christy.
Yeah, it's good for everyone. All right, thanks so much. Paula Tutman reporting live for us tonight in Detroit.